Iron Monkey presents the Lazaretto Letters, a found collection of unmailed, handwritten letters from 1922. Episode 7, Lonely, Part 2. Today's letters are from Eleanor Whitcomb, Westford, Massachusetts, addressed to James Whitcomb, Lazaretto Island, stamped, sealed, and postmarked. Letter 7. Thursday, June 1st, 1922. Dear James, would you believe I slept till past 10 this morning? I woke up to the sound of crying again. This time, it truly sounded like a child. I went downstairs and found our poor little friend crying his eyes out, just like a baby. Tears were streaming down the corners of his closed eyes, and it nearly broke my heart. I thought he might be cold, so I placed a little hand towel around him, but it didn't seem to help at all. It was quite apparent he was hungry. My finger ached from the previous feedings, so I decided to open another to give him fresh nourishment. When doing so, I cut a little deeper than I meant to, and you should have seen his face light up. I gave it to him, and he took it in with a long, deep suckling that gave him a glow I haven't seen before. I thought 2 would be better than 1, so I opened my ring finger, and he drew it in like a man dying for water. My fingers were deep in his mouth, and then the most amazing thing happened that filled me with such joy. It was like another miracle occurred right in front of me. My stars, he opened his eyes. At first, he strained and blinked several times, but then he opened them fully. James, they were big, blue, and wonderfully bright, just like Jimmy's. Truly, they are the very image of his eyes. It's uncanny. They focused on me with love and longing, like a babe seeing his mother for the first time. He so reminds me of our miracle baby. I'm in love again. It's all just so wonderful. I want to tell you more, but I find myself nodding off as I write. Yours, Ella. Letter 8, Friday, June 2nd, 1922. James, I'm so very proud of myself. I took a lifeless relic and gave it life. All he needed was my love, companionship, and a little part of myself. I'm so amazed at how he has flourished in such a short time. What I was calling a not-so-shrunken head has blossomed into an important member of our family. Truth be told, I'm utterly embarrassed and ashamed to have ever called him that. I simply didn't know. He's so much more. I've been calling him Buster because of the way he makes me laugh. But the truth is, ever since he showed me his eyes, I found myself calling him Jimmy. It only seems natural. He's certainly keeping me busy. I forgot how much attention the little ones require. When he's not feeding, he expects to be entertained. Not that I mind. He may be the only soul who tolerates my singing. One small dilemma. He enjoys the little concerts I give him on the piano, but I fear playing with bandaged fingers will soon earn me poor reviews. Freddie, the young delivery boy, paid a visit today. I gave him a list of food and supplies, and he fetched everything I'd written down. He returned just before supper, and I invited him in to help me unpack the groceries. I thought it would be wonderful to have little Jimmy make new friends, so I brought Freddie into the parlor for a formal introduction. Freddie was quite astonished, but he started poking and prodding, so I had to put a stop to that. It was just as well. Jimmy was fast asleep, and we couldn't wake him. It's been a long day, and it will soon be time for another feeding. Good night, Ella. Letter 9, Saturday, June 3rd, 1922. Dear James, I don't believe I've had a good night's rest in days. This morning, I woke up in the rocking chair to the wail of crying again. I appear to have run out of healthy fingers for feeding, so I've moved on to my toes. Jimmy doesn't seem to mind. I'm quite a sight. I'm not sure which is more amusing, 10 fingers dipped in ruby red mercurochrome or each wrapped in a bandage like a whole set of tiny reminders. I hope you aren't planning a surprise return, as I'll need some time to get the house back in order. I must admit I've fallen behind in the chores, but a mother's work is most important. Freddie, the delivery boy, showed up this morning with 2 of his friends. They were nice as pie, so I fixed them some cool drinks and we sat on the porch for a spell. Freddie asked if I could show them the shrunken head. I told them that he's not a shrunken head and we don't call him that here. I explained that he's just as alive as they are, and he's not any sort of toy to be played with. I thought he took my word for it. We were continuing our nice chat when one of them, the scruffy one, asked if he could have more sugar. I told him he could, certainly, and before I could stand up, he hopped out of his chair and said he could get it himself and dashed into the house. Freddie and his friend were asking me all manner of questions about my childhood and had me reminiscing until I realized that the scruffy one never returned with the sugar. When I expressed concern, they tried to distract me, but I saw right through it. I went back into the house and headed to the kitchen. The scruffy one was nowhere to be found. I noticed some little vines on the floor, and my heart jumped into my throat. I ripped open the pantry door and caught him in the act. He was trying to pry Jimmy out of the box with a screwdriver. I screeched, and that scruffy bastard dropped Jimmy and ran. I picked him up to look him over. There were scuffs and gouges on the box. Jimmy seemed fine, but most of his nest was dumped onto the floor. I took great care to gather up all the little vines and place them back in the box. Then I gave Jimmy a much-needed feeding. I know the boys were long gone, but I marched out to the porch and gave the afternoon air a sound tongue-lashing. Jimmy said next time I should offer them lemonade sweetened with rat poison. That would teach the little brats. I have quite a headache. Ella. Letter 10, Monday, June 5th, 1922. James, I am quite overwhelmed. I missed Mass yesterday as I forgot it was Sunday. Little Jimmy wouldn't stop crying this morning, no matter how many fresh toes I had to feed to him. I noticed there was a trickle of blood on the side of his face, and upon further inspection, it quickly became apparent that it was coming from a small round hole on the side of his head next to his left eyebrow. Funny how I never noticed it before. I applied a bandage to stop the bleeding, but he winced in what appeared to be great pain. I went through the medicine cabinet and found my old laudanum bottle. I gave him a few drops and that seemed to soothe him. I took a spoonful myself to calm my nerves. I brought Jimmy to bed with me to keep an eye on him. I shall not speak of the tenderness of that evening. Ella. Letter 11, Tuesday, June 6th, 1922. James Albert Whitcomb, I have not received one single letter from you since Jimmy arrived. Not one, James. Not one. I'm not sure if it's jealousy or some mix-up with the post, but it will just not do. It's hard enough raising a child with the support of a loving husband, but worse still when she has been abandoned and left all alone. This is a difficult time for me and Jimmy. I'm raising him on my own. My only help has been the tincture. He needs a father in his life. This is your opportunity to do it right this time. You know he only volunteered because he wanted you to be proud of him. Maybe if you showed him any attention at all, he would be alive today. Thankfully he is, and you have a chance to keep him alive. Eleanor. Letter 12, Wednesday, June 7th, 1922. Dear Father, this is my first and last letter to you. Mother has told me how much she suffered in your absence. It is clear you have abandoned us both. Do not return or trouble us further. I will care for Mother from here on out. Your son, Jimmy. The Lazaretto Letters, a found collection of unmailed, handwritten letters from 1922. Produced and distributed by Iron Monkey. To share your reflections, lend your aid, or explore the mysteries of the Lazaretto Letters, visit Iron Monkey at enterthemonkey.com. Thank you for listening.